today we're going to look at the enhancements for troops. So you want to look at your prayer hall. First of all, we want to look at the details and more information. So for each level of the prayer hall, you can enhance up to a maximum level with the troops. So once you reach the max you can get to, you'll need to keep upgrading your prayer hall to hit the higher level enhancements you can see there. So if you click on your prayer hall and click enhance, it will give you the troop interface. So you can see here you can enhance troops from tier 9 right up until tier 13. The first thing we're going to look at is the pray function, which is just down the bottom here. You can pray a maximum of 5 times a day. The first one is free, and then each one after that would cost you 3,000 gold. When you click pray, you will get your consumption will be reset after enhancing 20 times. You could get double XP in the following 3 times of enhancing. There won't be any extra consumption in the following 10 times of enhancing, or the night heraldry consumption will go down by 1 in the next 15 times of enhancing. There's a chance you can get any of those each time you click pray. So once you've clicked it, you'll see which one you've got, and then you can use that. Every time you enhance something, it will cost you heraldry to do so. So if I just click on one now to have a look, so you can see there, any additional enhancements I do today would cost me 46 each time. I'm just going to click it to show you, but every time you click it, it goes up. It does reset every day, so it is recommended, especially when you're enhancing higher levels, you only do 1 level a day to save on your heraldry, because otherwise you will literally waste it all in one day. I try not to go over sort of up to 30 if I'm doing multiple levels, or I'll just do the 1 level and stop and come back the next day. The other thing you can get is if you click an enhancement and then click this plus sign at the end of the level here, there's an item called Prayers Scripture. So the purple ones, they will enhance up to level 20, so it's enhancement level 20, and they give you 1,000 skill points to enhance per level. The gold ones here can only be used over level 20, so your enhancement already has to be over that, and they go up by 5,000. They were recently available in the soldier ranking event chest, so if you haven't opened those yet, you may find you've got some, or you could have some in your item still from those. To enhance the troops, so for tier 9 troops, you just need to be a P5 castle. For tier 10 infantry, you need to have 20% of your P6 upgrade done. Tier 10 archer, you need to have 30% done. Tier 10 siege, you need to have 40% done. And tier 10 cav, you need to have 50% done. For tier 11 infantry, you need to have 60% of your P6 upgrade done. Tier 11 archer, you need to have 70%. Tier 11 siege, you need to have 80%. And tier 11 cavalry, you need to have 90% of your P6 upgrade done. For tier 12 and tier 13, you need to be a P6. And as you can see here in this example, I can't actually enhance these troops because I haven't unlocked them. So you do need to unlock them on top of that. So we're going to look at each of the troop types. I'm going to just give you the recommended enhancements as given to us by Clash of Kings that are sort of priority to enhance, and also tell you what the other ones do. So you've got your tier 9 infantry here. So pike and sweep are the recommended. Pike increases the damage against cavalry. Sweep, when attacking, it gives you a chance to damage the nearby enemies. There's also got critical hit, which gives you a chance of dealing a crit when attacking and inflicting triple damage. And there's also got brutal attack, which increases your attack. Then tier 9 cavalry. Random shot is one of the recommended ones. So when attacking, you've got a chance to attack 5 enemies at a time. Charge is also another one, and when attacking, that increases your charge damage. The other two things on that one is also resource battle. So when fighting in a resource plot, it increases your attack. And deadly march, and that increases the marching speed by 30%. Then tier 9 archer. Defense and alertness are the two recommended. So alertness, when the combat of defending the castle begins, you launch 10 strikes first and have a chance to deal 50% damage to 2 targets. Defense increases your defense damage. They also have aiming, which has got a long range and can deal an extra damage to the ground siege, or you've got heavy attack, which increases the attack. Then tier 9 siege. The two recommended are offensive, damage taken, and crush. So crush, when attacking, you've got a chance to trigger the crush skill and inflict 100% damage to 5 enemies nearby. And offensive damage taken when attacking a castle increases your defense there. They've also got load, which increases the troop load and reduces the damage caused by infantry. And armoring, which increases defense and HP. Remember, these will all be applicable to these troop types. Then you've got tier 10 infantry. So the two recommended are shield wall and grit. Grit increases the HP. Shield wall reduces the damage received, and you've got a chance that the damage received by all units is reduced. There's also shield, which reduces damage from archers and crossbowmen, and iron armor, which increases defense. Then you've got cavalry. So the two recommended for that are trample and charge. Trample, for each attack, you've got a chance to attack 5 targets at a time. Charge, you've got a chance to release charge and attack the ranged units directly, increasing the charge damage. They've also got dodge, which has got a chance to evade the damage, and deadly march, which increases the damage to deal fire and also increases marching speed. Then you've got tier 10 archer. So the two recommended there are double attack and focus. So focus, you've got a chance to do extra damage when attacking. Double attack, when hitting the enemy, you've got a chance to deal continuous attacks and deal damage to a maximum of 5 targets. They've also got another double attack, which doubles the attack speeds and deals an additional damage to the ground siege, and also puncture, which increases damage to all units except the infantry. Then tier 10 siege, the two recommended are offensive damage and boulder. So boulder, for each attack, you'll have a 50% chance to attack 3 targets and inflict damage. And then offensive damage increases your offensive damage. There's accumulated power also, which increases the fire range significantly and deals extra damage to paladins. And then power attack, which increases the attack and ignores the enemy dodge odds, but reduces the attack speed. Then on to tier 11. So infantry, the two recommended there are advanced pike and dragon in the wild. Advanced pike increases your damage dealt against cavalry and attaches accuracy. And then dragon in the wild, there's a chance to deal tons of damage to 4 surrounding melee units. They also have sharpness, which increases attack and slightly increases piercing damage, and also critical hit, which has a chance to deal critical damage. You've then got tier 11 cavalry. So for those ones, random shot and critical hit are recommended. So random shot, you've got a chance to attack 5 rear targets at a time. Critical hit is a chance to deal triple damage. You've got dodge, which has a chance to miss damage, and then advanced charge, when attacking, increased charge dodge, and has a chance of attacking the ranged units. Tier 11 archer, advanced defense and diffused shot are the two recommended. So diffused shot, every shot will attack 1 random unit and increase extra damage. Then Advanced Defense increases defense damage when defending. They've also got Arrow Rain, which before the battle fires diffuse shot 10 times and increases crossbowman's damage. And Rampage, which increases the crossbowman's attack and reduces percentage of received damage. Then Tier 11 Siege, Advanced Offensive Damage and Boulder are the two recommended there. So Boulder deals massive damage to 10 enemies each attack and increases extra damage. On the Advanced Defensive Damage, increases offensive attack by 49 and slightly increases defensive attack. Obviously they change as they increase. Then Piercing Shot is one of the others they've got, which increases the damage dealt towards infantry, and Power Attack, which increases attack and the chance of ignoring the enemy's dodge odds. Then we'll go on to Tier 12. So Tier 12 Infantry, the recommended ones are Advanced Shield Wall and Advanced Grit. So Advanced Shield Wall reduces the damage from archers and crossbowmen, including the Delfire unit, and Advanced Grit increases HP. They've also got Steel Armour, which increases defense, and Advanced Steel Wall, which reduces damage received and has a chance that the damage received by all units is reduced. Then you've got Tier 12 Cavalry, which the rounds recommended there are Advanced Random Shot and Fearless Charge. Advanced Random Shot, when you're attacking, you've got a 100% chance to attack 5 targets at a time and deal damage. Fearless Charge, when attacking, you increase charge damage and have a chance of attacking the ranged units. They've also got Fleet Feet, which greatly increases the marching speed and increases the damage to Archer. And Advanced Resource Battle, so when fighting in the resource plot, Civ Fortress, Treasure Rift and Campsite, it increases damage and increases damage taken. Then Tier 12 Archer, as I haven't unlocked them, you can view in the troop building what they've got. So the two recommended for these is Advanced Consecutive Attacks and Critical Strike. So the Advanced Consecutive Attacks give a chance to attack the same enemy again after the first attack has hit, and then Critical Strike has a chance to deal 300% damage. Then you've got Advanced Puncture, which is big attack bonus to units except infantry, and then Flame Arrow, which attack with fire, attack speed increases and greatly increased damage dealt to siege engine. Then go to Tier 12 Siege. So the recommended ones for there is Advanced Damage Taken and Savage Crush. So Advanced Damage Taken is increases offensive damage taken reduction and increases defensive damage taken reduction. Savage Crush, when attacking you've got a chance to deal damage to 5 melee targets. They also have Advanced Load, which is a super high load and increases the anti-crit rate and also increases hit and reduces damage from infantry. And Advanced Armouring, which increases defense and HP. So on to Tier 13 now. So for infantry, the recommended ones are Sanction and Trial. Sanction, when attacking, increases the chance of ignoring the enemy's dodge. And Trial, the paladin puts all his holy power into the giant hammer, causing damage to the target and additional 3 more ranged units. They also have Define Authority, which increases own attack and damage against cavalry. And they've also got Blessing, which increases defense. You've then got Tier 13 Cavalry, so Slaughter and Torn are the recommended. So Torn tears into the enemy and have a chance to add a bleeding effect, and the bleeding effect will deal damage based on the current attack. Then Slaughter, you strike the enemy from above, causing damage to the target and 5 more additional ranged units. You've then got Hurricane, which helps the troops to avoid normal damage and gives you increased dodge rate. And then you've also got the increased damage towards Delfire units. Then there's Deterrence, which increases attack and damage against Archer. Then we look at Tier 13 Siege. The two recommended for this one are Blasphemy and Smash Hit. So Smash Hit, when attacking you'll have a charge to ignore the enemy's defense. Blasphemy, when attacking you'll have a chance to deal extra damage to the paladin. Blade armour increases defence and HP significantly. And then brutal collision increases attack, and it also increases the damage against the infantry. Then you've got T13 Archer. So the two recommended there are multiple strikes and sparks. So sparks, the firebomb will explode when it hits the enemy and inflict AoE damage, and multiple strikes has a certain chance of getting an extra attack. They've also got aiming, which increases attack and increases the damage against siege engines, and flammable, and the attack will have a chance to burn the target and deal damage based on your current attack. There are a list of recommended troops if you're not sure what to be enhancing, which will attach at the end of the video, but if not, for some of you it will just depend on your gameplay which troops you're using as to which ones are best for you.